Are you re-rolling initiative? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, go ahead, because it did not save. And then
I don't mind.
To fix this.
No, I got a 5.
Well, 12 is better than the 4. I know Rindell had
I missed
a
my
4
28.
last
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
There we
Oh, I gotta retarget things.
Square.
Done. Okay, so we've got that. We can close that. Oh, wait, no, I need... Nope. Okay, it's gone.
No.
It's gone. Let me bring... Is the owl gone? Yep, I gotta put that back on. My apologies for... Well, it's not my fault, but for you guys watching. Sorry for the inconvenience.
You love the suspense, don't you, watchers?
Wah, wah, wah.
You don't know what's going to happen next.
And if this power shit keeps happening, none of us will.
Just cast suggestion on the DM.
Get better net.
Wow.
I'd like to upcast my internet. 22. It's still not bad. Put him at 22.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, it went from
22 is not as good as
21 to a 9.
Dude, it is bad. I request my money back. Thank you.
I'd like a refund. Okay, so that drop shared. Wes, did that drop share with you as well?
What's that? The
You're
The map?
familiar? You're familiar?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got him.
Cool, cool, cool.
He's sitting right here.
Beautiful. That's gonna put you are at
Everything came back to me when I reloaded, so it was very nice.
Okay, now you're just bragging.
Hmm.
Alright, so I think. And then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. 'Cause I have to
Oh,
reroll
shit, what is that?
Their initiative.
Oh, the initiative.
Yeah.
Like, we all die. That's so much damage.
Bye.
R.I.P..
You should have cast suggestion.
Oh yeah, can I still do the web thing then?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm just gonna update their initiative while you're doing that. What does your web look like? You haven't cast web before yet?
I have not. Oh, dang.
You did during the orgy fight.
I did
Oh,
web.
you did.
No,
no,
that wasn't him.
that was-
The other people did the work.
That was the Drow Mage.
Yeah.
Oh, he webbed him. Oh, okay.
Webbed
Dang, I
so
guess
hard.
they all failed that. That's unfortunate for them.
Is it
So
like,
yeah,
is it like Predator that like casts that net and it just gets tighter?
Mhm.
it's honestly and unfortunately more kind of like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Oh, gross.
So-
What comes out of you?
So essentially, it's gonna be palm out, and yeah, it's essentially just gonna kind of look like it's coming out of the hand, but it's more of just being cast as magic. But it just starts off as like a small strand, and it just kind of goes outward, it spreads outward as it starts reaching its target. And unfortunately for all four, if Fitness Grounds is telling me accurately.
Oh, is it telling you now? It should not be doing that. Let me fix that. Not that I'm gonna cheat, but I like to mess with you guys sometimes. Hold on.
Ruins
that
the
mean
suspense.
It does.
You have to hang from the ceiling to kiss Grace.
Yes.
Chronometon's probably gonna more be looking for like a nice like carburetor or something. Radiator, that would probably be the better one.
Yeah, it's nice and warm.
Do me a favor and
Like a car.
roll it again to let me know if it shows the results. They've all already failed, obviously, so we'll apply that.
Does not show anymore.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because with that being on, moments like where Anastasia was trying to put Laverna to sleep and I got to fuck with him, like those moments don't happen. So I like having those moments.
That is fair.
So as you come forward and shoot forth your magical web, go ahead and beautiful. You watch as the movement, and none of them have like turned to face any of you as you initially started coming down this corridor into the cavern. You see the eyes of the one up at the top of the room. His eyes had set on you, but his chanting and nothing had changed other than where he was looking. They are all now restrained and struggling to break free. And that brings us. Go ahead.
I did just find that I take it for the second roll, everybody failed except the wolf. I just saw that my targets got changed afterwards, so I'm wondering if that
No,
is
he is
being reflected there.
restrained. No, he's restrained.
Oh, I retargeted afterwards, but I noticed that whenever I applied the restraint, it didn't do it to
Oh,
the
you
wolf
know what it
originally,
was?
I saw
It's
that-
because the second roll, the test roll that I had you do.
Okay, so I guess technically if there's still a way I can find out in some capacity.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a setting for that, but
I will
Yeah.
fix that. Thank you.
What?
And that brings us to the top of the round with Wyatt and then Chronometon on deck.
Cool. I'm gonna take off running straight for this first cultist, 36, I think.
Okay.
And then I will reckless.
Boom. That is a hit.
Yes. Sweet.
Can you imagine if it wasn't?
That would suck.
I run up there and gently rub his nips.
God damn it. Welcome to the, what were you calling it? The hand job mine? The handy job?
The hand job mine. The ham job hammer mine.
Hand job hammer mine. You guys are wild.
Can I attempt to use Savage Attacker and re-roll my damage? Just to see if I get higher?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Much better. So let me
Much better.
put that, and that is on Cultist 36. Put that on him. And I like to imagine that as you are using the Savage Attacker, that as you charge in and you slash into him, recklessly, of course, that seeing that the initial impact of this attack is not as impactful as you may have wanted it to be, that as you go to like pull it out, instead of like just pulling it out, you like drag it into his body further upon the removal, doing an extra 4 points of slashing damage with your great sword. He yells out in pain and begins the process of reaching to his hip and turning. He's not actually going to be doing that. That's just the motion, the flavoring of it all.
Right. Cool.
Very nice. Anything else with your turn, Wyatt?
That's it for me.
Beautiful. That brings us to Chronometon with Billy on deck. Some of the cultists in the rundown.
All right. I've got so many options and I don't know which ones to use. So I am not going to cast Suggestion.
No?
Because I am concentrating anyways on web. I am realizing now that most of my stuff is concentration.
Oh no. I hate when that happens, actually.
So, is there, like, can I take a look at what the cultists are currently, like, wielding? I'm trying to get a vibe of, like, who's more likely to be a magic user versus somebody who's going to kind of try and run up close for melee combat.
Absolutely. So as Wyatt charges in and attacks the cultist 36, you see that he is in the process of moving the robe to the side and reaching to his hip, and he begins to unsheath a scimitar, pulling out a scimitar. Go ahead and give me like an insight or anything like there's something like that if you're because you're wanting to see who may be a magical user.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So insight, with this attack taking place and this cultist reaching to his hip, you see that the others begin to turn for their weapon as well. Save for, of course, cultists 24 and 30 who are struggling to break free from the web. What you see that would catch your attention as this is taking place is that there's a bit of a glow behind the helm of the, on the combat tracker, he's the high worm collar, the one that you had seen cut his palm open prior to you guys entering the cave.
I had a feeling.
What?
So, with that, I can feel more confident in who I'm going to target here. So, who is going to be... Let's go with Cultist 28 here. So that can't take advantage of anything. I'm going to pull out that wand that I received from, I think, the Drow.
Mm-hmm. The viscous wand?
Yeah. And it's pretty ridiculous. And I'm going to take advantage of that. So I'm going to pull it out and make a ranged spell attack against that guy to see if I can throw a glob at him.
Lob him up.
Yeah, give him the gloves.
That is a hit.
So, I guess, shockingly, there's not a mention to saving throws for this.
No, it's an attack.
So, he is currently restrained. And since he's not in sunlight, he's going to have a less fun time trying to deal with that.
I like to imagine now that when you use this wand, as it shoots forth the glob, it says "Ay!" And then there's just like that squelchy, wet slap into the ground as it hits the ground or the target.
Why?
You know why.
Well,
Perfect.
glob.
But yeah, it's going to be
Very good.
a very similar look to the web, except it's coming from the wand this time. And instead of expanding out as web, it's kind of just expanding out as kind of like that insulating foam that you might see
Yeah.
people spray for houses.
Mm-hmm.
So just quickly starts expanding around them, mainly their around their legs and feet.
I love it.
Yep. Treat him like a wasp.
Yes.
And I guess that's gonna be it. I don't have use for my bonus action right now, so I'm just more preparing for when I'm gonna need to use Silvery Barb.
Love that. That brings us to Billy with some cultists and then Arendelle.
15, 20. Or up in here. Punch this pedo right in the face.
That's a hit.
And then I'm gonna punch and grab him. So that would be
Punch and grab.
a grab. DC 15 athletics or acrobatics.
Alrighty, let's see. Alright, with a 16 plus his modifier of 0, he succeeds.
Bet.
And I was gonna say, as you hit him, there's a quick break in his cycle of repetitive chanting as you kind of knock the wind out of him. But he quickly picks up pace again and joins continues the others. Those who are not restrained, as they are unable to speak, continue chanting.
Can I make a bonus action to check if there's stuff around loose, maybe
Absolutely.
pick upable?
Absolutely. Give me a quick
That
investigation.
I'm so good at these.
Okay. With a 12, and the area that you guys are in is not as neat and tidy as it appears in the map. This is an open, frozen cave. You see that some of the open bits that are like here, and here are unfinished little outlets from this main area that you guys are in. There are some small remnants of mining gear. The cave is full of icicles and mounds and shards of ice throughout. I'd say that over here in this area, you see that there are broken remnants of what looked like they may have been pickaxes and tools of that sort. So they'd be on the smaller side, but they
Okay.
are there.
Good to know.
Yes. Anything else? Beautiful. Cultist 33. Let me stop pinging. Continuing to chant, you watch as he whips his robe open. I just had a JD moment of Michael Scott with his finger in his pants. I'm so sorry. They are chronometon size, absolutely. As he pulls out his scimitar and quickly begins to walk towards you, Wyatt. Doop, doop,
Mhm.
doop. And he is going to slash at you wildly. With a 16, you move out of the way quickly, avoiding being hit. Welcome back, my dear.
Sorry about that.
You're quite all right. As the chanting from him continues, but his voice drops, almost as though he's growling through his words at you. It sounds very dark, kind of scary. It's almost like Russian when somebody's like got a really deep voice and they're speaking Russian at you and you don't know what they're saying. It just sounds real angry. That's
Does this happen to you frequently? So you're accosted by random Russian people?
you know what? It wouldn't be the first time. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
Angry Russian. Oh no, communist.
My tracksuits. And I believe he doesn't make a saving throw. I think he is just restrained for an hour. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Let me just double
Yeah.
check.
That's
For this kid
insane.
Glops, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And they, you know what? I'm gonna roll. He would have to have a natural 20 to know that he needs alcohol. He is clueless. He is just very angry.
He dense as
and
fuck.
Yes, he
Dangerous
is.
goo.
13 is going to very much do the same, coming towards you, Billy. And then ignore the pillar-esque symbols on the floor. That is just there for flavor. There's not actually anything there. Continuing to chant, his voice also drops an octave. With a 13, misses. Bringing us to Rendelv.
All right. Move up a little bit. Let me see if I can do this. I think I can.
I believe in you.
Yeah, 50 feet. Looks like it's 30-foot range, so I need to move up another 20. Oops, let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20. That wasn't 20, I guess. Okay. Mercy, I don't know if I can make it. Let's see. All right, new plan. So, I'm just gonna do this. I'll do. I don't have the range for it, but I'll do this instead. Sorry.
No, you're quite alright.
Yeah, we'll just do Eldritch Blast.
Were you measuring distance based on the squares?
Yeah. Well, based on the what it says, 50 feet there.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
That is a hit.
I don't know why it rolled with advantage. It shouldn't have.
He is restrained.
I mean,
Oh, that's
They
the
are
wolf.
in web. Yes, he and then the 3 cultists in that back section of the room are all encapsulated.
Okay, I
essentially in web.
didn't know the wolf was. My bad. Okay,
You're quite
so
alright.
actually, if I can, I'll attack. I guess I'll attack this cultist here. If it's okay instead.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want, you can use the same roll, or you can re-roll if you'd prefer to do that.
I'm fine with that roll. I guess it'll work. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll hit.
Just make it.
There you go. 11 damage.
Nice. What does your Eldritch Blast look like? Have you thought about that at all?
It's green and kind of swirly. Just a ray of green, kind of with a little bit floating orbs inside of it, maybe.
I love that. Very
Is it like puke green or is it neon green?
It's more neon, yeah. Or lime, maybe.
I like it. Kind of comparable to the color of the square on the map.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. And that makes me feel good because if you don't have any flavoring, that's the coloration at least. I wouldn't have done the orb, so I'm glad that I asked you. But that was kind of my line of thinking too.
Cool.
Beautiful. Alright, as he takes the 11 points of force damage. And much
And I'll
like-
just stay there.
Perfect. That is going to bring us to Cultist 24. What is going on with... There we go. Okay. And then what is your DC Chronometon? Is it 15?
Yes.
Okay, he is going to try and break free.
It says, is it strength check?
It is, and that did not take. Okay, with a, what is his modifier? Is 0. With a 17, you watch as he has been struggling this whole time to break free from the web. And as the chanting of everybody continues, none of them are really missing a beat, save for when they get hit, and it knocks the wind out of them. There's that grunt or that pained, ugh. And so he's continuing the chanting, but his has started to crescendo a bit. He's growing louder and more purposeful with his words. And as that continues, there's a loud as he breaks free and is no longer restrained. I hate the noises that come out of my mouth sometimes in the heat of the moment. I'm so sorry. This is just where we're at, guys.
I'm really glad I'd used up his action in the process.
You know what? It is very well used. And that brings us to 30, who is going to try and do the same. But with the 7, does not succeed. That brings us to Sin with Cultist 2 and Grace on deck.
Sweet. So I'm just gonna. You said they were chanting, right? Are they
Correct.
still going on? They
Yes,
stopped
it
that.
is still going. And the
Okay.
glow. So with each round, in case I forget to mention this at the top of each round, the glowing of the runes continues, and it intensifies ever so slightly at the top of each round as all of this continues taking place.
So you said when the person all the way in the back, he's not chanting, he's just taking something out, or is he leading the chant?
So he had been leading the chant. He is very much the shot caller. But he and Cultist 30 are no longer chanting, at least not audibly. Their mouths are still moving and they are trying to, but because they are restrained in the web, they are not able to. So I feel like you get the impression that they're still chanting, but it's very culty.
So the higher concentration of chanters is where I want to aim the silence at right now.
Okay.
I don't know how exactly I would aim it anywhere or how I would go about that though.
So, let me bring up, because I believe it's at a 20-foot radius. It's not.
Yeah,
20.
I think so.
And there is no save for that. It just happens.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it just once you silence, your silence.
I think that's right.
And then you can move this wherever you like. That's not right. Hold on, let me redo that.
No sound can be created within the 20-foot sphere.
Yep, and I think it says something about thunder damage as well, so hopefully that doesn't happen.
So where do you want it to try and cover all of them? Are you trying to
Just like trying to go up a little bit higher so it doesn't really touch us, just mostly all of them. Like around, yeah, right there I think would be, I especially don't want it to hit Wyatt at the very least.
Okay.
Because I don't think Billy uses much magic. I think he's just fucking
silence,
insanely
right?
strong. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Especially because that high worm caller guy up there. So I guess that maybe that's only something Chronometon's aware of, I guess.
I'd say for the
And
most part that
the worm collar doesn't have like anywhere to just easily back up towards, right? Or is there still space up there?
there's
I
still
can't really.
space back there. Not
Okay,
a
can I
whole
just
lot.
have it like a little bit so it covers that just to make sure that it's not easy to get out of the silence?
So if you're wanting to get the whole back of half back there, it would need to
Oh.
be right there.
Okay, no, just like more towards us then. No, it's fine. Yeah, like right about there, I guess.
So like one back,
Like a half square, I guess.
like a half square back.
Would that be possible?
It won't let me move it a half square. It's either
Okay.
a square
That's
or
fine.
Like right here, right there. Because that would be silencing all of the 3 except for that one right there.
Except silence specifically says you have to be fully covered for it to be effective.
Oh,
True.
I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah.
Ooh, okay, well, then bring it forward then, please.
not
Just to
doing
make
that
sure
anymore.
it covers them.
Let me zoom in.
Any creature object entirely covered by the spear.
Mm,
Let me- So they're good?
yeah, I'd say that's good.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
I mean,
So,
just to get out.
As long as the guy in the back is covered, I am much more comfortable with surviving.
Awesome.
So I don't trust that man.
what? He's just doing his job. So,
Saving the fairies.
saving the fucking fairies. What does your silence look like as you cast this sin?
So what I wanted to happen is at the very, like in the very center, you see like a small, tiny bell, just like kind of like a clock tower bell that you would just notice at anywhere. So it's just in the center, and then all of a sudden it just starts swaying back and forth, and then on the third sway it just lets out a giant gong sound, and then instantly the area is just from the very top comes a ginormous bow, and it just surrounds that 20-foot wide circle, and then it disappears just as quickly as it appeared.
I love that. I love that you are sticking with the bell theme. That is fucking cool. Okay. So as this happens, the room for the most part falls silent as the majority of the people here are no longer able to be heard. The one cultist closest to oh my god, Matt. Cultist 13 continues chanting. Billy, you see as his eyes kind of dart over towards the rest of his friends, seeing that they have gone quiet, and he begins to chant louder, almost shouting at you, angry Russian shouting. The glow of the runes continues, but it does not intensify in this moment. Very solid turn.
Sweet, I did my part. I'm just gonna step
idea.
a little bit back just to make sure they can't easily hit me, since I am really concentrated on this.
Beautiful. He said I'm doing my parts. Okay. That brings us to Cultist 2, who is not going to move. He is just going to attack you, Billy. You see, but you don't hear the really cool billowing of his cloak as he silently swings his scythe at you. With a 6 missing. My rolls are awful tonight. His mouth continues to move as his eyes that you can see from the opening in his helm narrow at you. That brings us to Grace.
I'm gonna go to that one. That one's the one that's restrained, right?
No. No. 28 is the one that's restrained.
Oh, he's all the way over.
Yes. Technically out of your line of sight. Now he's in your line of sight.
Okay, cool. I'm a smack.
You can make it.
Are you smacking 28 or are you smacking 33?
I'm smacking 36.
36?
Uh,
Okay.
I'm going to reckless.
Okay.
And I'm going to Great Weapon Defense, the Great Weapon Master.
The great weapon master we.
Great Weapon Master we.
Wobble, wobble.
And I am still raging. Is my rage on there? There's so much shit on there.
I'm gonna be honest. I see a bunch of words on your thing, but I don't have the capacity to search through it all. I'm so sorry.
Okay, cool. I see it. I see it.
feel
I
like
see
ass.
it. I see it.
Rage and reckless.
Okay. I see reckless on there.
What the fuck is Wild Hunt? Why is there twice?
That's your shifter.
You know,
move
it's just gonna be there. It doesn't. Does it affect damage?
No, it's,
No.
that's the you can't get advantage on you thing.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Eric was bothered by it. So now I'm gonna smack the shit out of 36.
Honk with the bonk. Or bonk with
Honk!
The bang, the bang.
You'll hear screaming honk, and I'm gonna inspo that. You'll hear another screaming honk.
They hear nothing, but that does hit.
Wait,
you were doing
oh,
Great
yeah,
Weapon
that's
Mastery.
awesome.
Does that have the? Yep, it does.
Yep,
Okay.
it has.
Oh, it does. Because it's only +1.
Beautiful.
Billy's not inside of it, right?
No, you have to be
Okay.
totally covered.
Right, yeah, I just wanted to make sure about that. Oops.
No, you can still hear him.
Great.
So that was to 36. Let me see. Grace, how would you like to do this as you come in honking, and he is completely unaware of the sounds you are making?
Everybody else that could hear would hear a loud honk, like a goose. And then the fence pole would just go straight down and just crush him completely into a mushy pulp of blood and gore. Probably, if you're on the ground, you'll probably get covered in gore. As he's just into a pancake.
You and your pinatas.
Oh.
Beautiful. And there is a spray of blood and viscera that gives you a nice warm coating, Wyatt, as well as the cultist next to him, who you see his mouth is still moving as he turns to face you, looking slightly frightened before his eyes narrow and you see a look of determination and anger.
She will just like move her head and just stares at him with mouthing, "You're next."
Beautiful. Any further movement or anything?
Nope, that's
Okay, that is going to bring us to this totally normal guy.
One quick thing. How do I open up the map after I close it on accident?
On the combat tracker, you can double click your character token, and that should bring it up. And if not, I'll reshare it.
Thank you.
Did that work?
Combat tracker?
Yes. Oh, so on the... Oh, that's right. We have another new person. On the right-hand side of your screen... I'm sorry, guys. My brain is less brainy than normal.
worries.
Under the tool
Ah,
option...
I see.
drop that down, in the top left option with the 2 crossed swords is your combat tracker.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
That
you.
will... You're very welcome. I'm so sorry. That will show you everybody's initiative order, and it should show the effects for you guys. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
That's the first time I opened that.
Really?
The other way to do it,
Yeah. I never knew that was a thing.
at the top of your character sheet, there looks like a dragon thing that says drag record link.
Mhm.
And there's another one that says export record. And then the third one says find token.
Oh.
Oh, that's cool.
That also.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was trying to get rid of this little thing that I accidentally put on the screen and just close the window.
That's good.
So,
to know.
thank you.
And then if you guys want, anytime if there's like a picture or something that is shared with you guys that you want to keep, at the bottom of the program, you'll see there's all these little windows that are listed 1 through 12. And if you hit Alt, Control, Shift, you'll get different options for them. On the dragon visage, the symbol, this is drag record link. You can drag and drop that into those boxes there, and then it will save it. So that comes in really handy sometimes as well.
Maps and things.
Yeah, maps, images, items, spells. It's pretty awesome. His mouth is still moving. There's no sound coming from him. He is going to. Who would we lose? Tina.
I'm back.
Just click the wrong button.
Wrong button. The soundboard and the end call thing is on the same fucking button roll, and I just fuck it up.
Sometimes would be like that.
It's a dangerous button.
It is. You touch the butt. So you guys don't like that. You guys watch as his wordless mouth continues moving. The dagger still clutched in his right hand, his left hand now clutched in a fist as more blood continues to spill out of the palm of his hand. And he brings his arms together and then thrusts them outward, breaking free from the webbing. He is no longer restrained. That brings us to the wolf, who is going to try and break free as well. Why is this not taking him? With a natural 1. He is still restrained.
R.I.P. Wolf.
No, that's good for you guys. Remember
Just
the
It's
Wolfsy
about to
Storm
become
King?
another pet, baby.
Oh no.
That brings
Oh,
us
yes.
to Wyatt with Chronometon.
Okay. This is just the silence, right? It's not really.
Correct.
That's okay.
Correct.
I'll go over here and just flank, get some advantage.
We don't do flanking
Oh,
rolls at the
right.
table. Just because
Oop.
it's safer for everybody that way.
She's fucked us with flanking so many times.
But she does still do pack tactics.
Yes.
She
pack
does
tactics
do
is
that,
still a
and
thing.
that has fucked us.
Yeah, but you guys have fucked a lot more.
That is true, but fuck.
Speaking of which, I feel so bad for this high worm collar that once my turn comes.
I don't believe that. I want to, but I don't.
I'll go for 33 right here.
Go ahead and target.
Control click, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That is a hit. And it is absolute silence as you do this. Are you wanting to use your
Right.
feature again?
I think so. I think I'm gonna try Savage Attacker.
Okay.
Ah. Oh well.
Okay. Let me go back to that was 33. Take off the 14.
Oh well. This is like you use either roll of the dice. Weapons damage dice twice and use either roll against the target.
Yeah, so I was removing because it applied both damages to him.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
So I was negating the second damage, leaving the 16.
Right. Cool. Thank you.
Your face.
Yeah, I think it's odd, like Wyatt just like not able to make noise anymore as he's attacking. Like he's still being very verbal, like very barbarian-esque when he attacks, but there's just nothing coming out. It's just a silent movie all of a sudden.
Yes. Yeah, and it's very, very strange. Almost disorienting, I would think.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear anything from inside there, right?
No, not a word, not a peep.
Nice.
You do see as this cultist's eyes go wide as he begins to clutch his side where Wyatt has just cut into him. Squeaks of silence. Oh my god. Excuse me. His mouth continues moving as his grip on his scimitar tightens, but it is silent. And outside you do hear the one cultist over by Billy. Cultist 13 is still chanting louder than he had been previously. But outside of his chanting and the movement and sound of your party, it is eerily silent in the back half of this chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else for your turn, Wyatt?
No, it's gonna be my turn.
Okay. That brings us to
I'm
Billy.
kind of a one-trick pony, guys.
Chronometon, sorry, and then Billy. My apologies.
Double checking the range. I believe it's 60 feet. Yes, okay. Chronometon's gonna take just a slight step forward and do just enough to have a good line of sight of the high worm collar. and is going to shoot another glob.
Do it.
And between that and the silence, I feel very bad for this guy. Is it targeting? Okay, cool.
Yes. You were the
I'm
worst
getting-
person to have given that to.
I apologize,
You're okay.
but not enough to not use it.
Yeah. I was gonna say I appreciate the formalities.
Nope. Gonna change that one. So instead, my first attempt will be to use the Balance Chaos ability to turn that into a 10. So a 17.
A 17. Let me double check his AC. Do. Where did he go?
He's
And
at the very
that
bottom.
Just hits.
Ooh,
Damn.
good to know. So I'm gonna re-restrain him.
Re.
Ruh-roh.
And with that, I'm gonna send my owl over. I'm gonna take a look at what it can do. It is oh, that's a 3 for strength. Okay, not too high.
Not
Well,
the easiest of boys.
It's gonna try anyways. Oh, Cultist 24 also broke out. Okay, good to know.
Yes.
But the owl is gonna try flying over towards one of the children,
Don't be a Steve.
and is gonna, just gonna start pecking at it. Just check if it's alive. No.
They're flashing neon signs. They are minors. They are children. Because last time we didn't have that and somebody died.
Yeah.
Are you trying to wake them or just see if they're okay?
I'm gonna be trying to drag one of them. Actually, it's probably not gonna go too well, but it's gonna essentially just be like grabbing at their collar and just start. Because I'm hoping that I can start slapping them with my tail feathers as I do this, and just start dragging them this way outside of the circle. And I don't have much faith in my 3 strength there, but
Yes, it will be a very, very high DC for your owl, but go ahead and give me either strength or athletics.
I'm hoping at the very least maybe I can wake them up. But how do I do it with the owl this way? I don't think it's possible, so I'll just do a regular d20. It's a -4. Actually, yeah, I'll just do it this way.
With
Better
a
than I expected, honestly.
14. Yeah, that's better than I expected as well. With a 14, what I'll say is that... So you said you're grabbing them by the collar?
Yeah.
Okay. There's minimal dragging here. I'll say that because that is pretty impressive for an owl. He's able to grab hold of the shirt of... Which one are you trying to grab, by the way? Does it matter?
The one that the owl's on top of currently.
Okay.
The sun.
Boy.
Boy child.
Yeah, I almost said the name, but I'm not doing that till
Boy.
till Billy can figure it out. Above the table, for those of you who are not here, Billy, they're not technically married, but he has relations with their mother. Her name is Myrna, but he calls her Abigail. And he got back to town. They got back to town after bringing back Gunder and Rockseeker. And he was like, oh yeah, I've got a wife and kids now. And I made him do a history check because I asked him, I was like, is it the player that doesn't remember or Billy? And his response was, yes. It is pretty it was a wild night. And I think he rolled like below a 4. I think it was a really bad roll.
I think it was a 3 or a 2.
Yeah, it was bad. So he just knows that they exist ish. Yeah. So for fun, he will not be getting those little nuggets. But he's able to grab the collar of Boy and begins to pull, like, try to drag him around and back by his feet, or back towards you where his feet are at. The shirt kind of lifts up a little bit. There's like that tugging here, and he moves. Roll a d6 for me.
Oh, this is better than I thought.
I hope it's a 1.
There it is.
You move him 1 inch.
Perfect.
But it's more of moving him, like, diagonally, like changing the direction in which he's laying, than actually moving him closer to you.
Can I say I was able to make him like sit up a little bit?
For just a moment. And you know what?
inches,
Go
man.
ahead and roll another d4 for me, please.
Yes.
As his body
Let's get a 1.
still limp.
Aw.
He takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage as his head cracks into the ground beneath him.
I feel like I had to have lifted him pretty high for that.
Well, I mean, he's
You
unconscious.
moved him
You
1
wanted
inch
to
and did
lift him.
4 damage.
Yeah, I just want to give the owl praise for being able to lift that much.
You know
I'm
what?
not arguing
Ask
for
and you
damage, I'm
shall
just arguing for the
receive.
strength.
Ask and you shall receive.
Perfect.
He
They're
does
children.
not-
There's plenty of them.
He does not wake up.
Dang. Maybe I woke him up and just gave him a concussion and put him back to sleep. So,
You
with
knocked
that-
him back unconscious.
if the owl could make the face of, oh, I hope nobody saw that, it would. But otherwise, it's going to just fly directly up from there
Okay.
to the full 25 feet of the ceiling.
25. Beautiful. That is going to bring us to Billy with some cultists, and then Rendalv on deck.
First off, Billy's gonna just push past everyone. He'll take his opportunities or whatever.
Okay. Get that. But neither one is restrained, so we're just going to roll it twice. So we'll bring this back up. First one does not hit with a 12. Second does not hit with a 16. So you feel the whooshing of the weapons flying by you. You guys hear the clumping, the clickety-clacking of Billy's hooves kind of echo throughout the chamber, and then completely disappear as he rushes towards the children.
And if it weren't for the silence, you would hear Billy confessing his deep love for both children and how much he cares about them, and really would just die inside if they wouldn't make it. But nobody hears this because of silence.
Has my owl seen, has my owl seen anything?
So bad.
Your owl sees Billy charging in and like yelling angrily at these unconscious children.
I need to know if my owl can lip read now.
With him being 25 feet up, I assume, Billy, unless you say otherwise, that you were like looking down at them? Unless you're doing like the Adrian with your head back.
I was just imagining it was like as he was running towards.
Yeah, I mean, it would be, he would start talking as he got close, but I mean, if they're on the ground, he would be directing his speech towards their bodies.
Dang.
And he'll look back and forth between girl child and boy child, and girl child and boy child, and girl child and boy child, and then he'll pick up girl child, and then turn around and run and leap out of the cult sphere using his mirthful jumps.
Nice. As you pick up her unconscious body, give me a history check.
Oh, not gonna go well.
I mean, it worked out so well last time.
Do you remember that she has vertigo?
As you take Nilsa into your arms, you
Oh,
remember.
Nelly. I love you so much.
God damn it. Let me make notes. I always have notes of NPCs now, aka as.
Is it Milsa or Nilsa?
Nilsa with an N. Like, no.
Okay.
Now, Nelly. Yeah, so you remember her name. You remember that she is a bright young woman, and her name is Nelly.
Mhm.
Beautiful. And you're using your mirthful leap coming out, you said?
Probably probably get about there.
Beautiful. I'm not going to put her under you. I don't like the connotation. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that would be it.
Okay. That's going to bring us to Cultist 33, whose mouth is still moving silently. He is going to turn his focus from Wyatt to Grace, as your honk bonk hurt a lot more. And he is going to swing. Wait, why is... Oh, that should not have done. Let me go back and negate that because of your shifter.
Yeah.
That should already be on there. Weird.
It should, but for some reason, Fantasy Grounds is not taken into account.
Yep.
Yeah, Fantasy Grounds likes to while out sometimes. So, because of the reroll, you went from getting hit to not taking shit. That's going to bring us
Honk.
to 28, who is just restrained. He's just there. His mouth is still moving, but he looks very sad. You guys probably won't understand the reference, but he has the Robin Brown frowny face as he's continuing to talk. Bringing us to Cultist 13. And let me actually go back and restrained forever. And put that on this guy too. Cultist 13, as you have run out of his range and right back into it, he is going to attack you.
Turn my back to protect Girl Child.
Girl child. And as you do so, you move out of the way enough. You turn you feel the air rush back over your left shoulder blade as he narrowly misses his attack, bringing us to Rendalv with Cultist 24 and 30.
All right. Yeah, let's see, I'm gonna move up a little bit, 5, 10, 15, 30. It's about the extent of my movement, and I need to see how far 35. Mercy. Okay, well, I will attack Cultist 33 with, Eldritch Blast.
Beautiful. It's a natural one. Okay. I was gonna say with people with other PCs in the line of sight, if there is a natural one, we flavor it as that it hits them. But with the 21, you succeed as you shoot forth
It's good to
your
know.
green energy with swirls and orbs as he takes the full 10 points of blast force damage. You see that as he is kind of hit in the chest and doubles over, when he raises up again, you can't hear him, his movement is very, very slow and labored. You see his chest and shoulders kind of heaving with each inhalation as he continues to silently try to chant. Yeah, he's very badly hurt. Anything else for your turn, dear?
Yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
That brings us to 24, who is now free. And seeing what is going on, he walks to the center of the sphere and he pulls out his scimitar and cuts into the palm of his hand. And we are going to as he takes 2 points of slashing damage, and you watch as he creates a tight fist with the now freshly cut hand, and blood begins to pour from the wound down his wrist and elbow and dribble onto the floor at his feet. The glowing of the runes begins to intensify slightly. Cultist 30 is going to try and break free. Why is this not taking? With a 12 is still restrained, bringing us to Sin with Cultist 2 and Grace on deck.
Sweet. I'm going to walk up just a tad to be able to see the three, so I can see like Billy, Wyatt, and Grace from here, right?
Yes, you can.
Awesome. How do I target multiple people? Just
One after the other. Control left click.
sweet. All right, I can cast aid and still have the concentration go on, correct?
I believe so. Let me make sure aid's not. I don't believe aid is concentration.
Yeah, it shouldn't be concentration.
Yeah, then yes, you can.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So I'm going to do that real quick.
Not concentration. It's the most dangerous of spells.
And I'm just going to, again, step back just a little bit because I don't want to ruin that concentration, but I'm going to cast aid on those three, just since they're in the front of the line.
Okay, so let me make sure it applied to everybody.
I think it only applied to Wyatt.
That was Wyatt, Billy, and Grace, you said?
Yes.
And Grace, where we at? Grace, 5 temporary HP. Beautiful. So as Sen steps forward, and if you're okay, are we sticking with the bell motif?
Oh, yes.
Okay. There's another bell that kind of appears halfway between where he is and you guys, and as he's casting it, drifts over towards you. Grace, you are the only one who hears it out of the three of you, but you, Rendell, and Sin all hear it's more of a chime, more radiant than what you guys have heard with his Toll the Dead. And as that happens, there's this aura that kind of spreads out from that. And as it washes over you, you feel a sense of invigoration, a sense of empowerment, kind of begin to course through you, starting from the core and spreading out, as each of you receive 5 temporary hit points. Bringing us to Cultist 2. Moving his mouth silently, attacking Billy. He says, swing bada bada. And with a 15 misses, bringing us to Grace. And he is actually going to begin to step towards the circle. Bringing us to Grace. And I need my meds. Are you there, Grace?
Yeah, I'm trying to aim for the bolt. 20. Okay. I don't have enough movement speed for this shit. I'm just gonna attack Cultist 33 and smash with Great Weapon Mastery and Reckless.
Okay.
What the fuck?
You have
Oh,
Billy
I have-
targeted as well.
There we go. Okay.
But was it a
try
hit?
and-
Untarget him. Oh, you had Wyatt. That's who it was. Billy, Wyatt, and that is a hit.
Smash.
And much like the cultist before him, he is basically left in pieces, small remnants from the force of impact from your friend pole. That was 33. Let me get him removed.
Grace is gonna look at Cultist 24, honk really loudly, and dash over to him and bonus action attack him with Great Weapon Mastery. Wait, can I do that? Yes, I can. says Eric.
Because killed with Great Weapon Master, you can use bonus action to do it again.
Yeah, but I was wondering if I can use Great Weapon Master again.
Yeah.
Can you use it both times? Okay. That is a hit. 24 points of damage, and that was to cultist. 24, right?
Yes, and this time the pancake will continue, and once again she's trying to pancake cultist number 24, and will kind of like hiss at him. Not that she will do the hiss face without the hiss sound.
So all you see is
Yes.
as you do the 24 points of slashing damage to cultist 24, more blood is spilled inside this circle. And you notice as you are actually in it that the points of impact where the blood hits, it begins, and you don't hear it obviously, but you can see it almost sizzling for a moment before it is essentially kind of absorbed into the runic circle, and that glowing intensifies.
Okay, Grace is gonna turn around and kind of like do a hand palm to neck, like don't kill things over here.
As your attack lands and his blood is spilled, continuing to spill in this circle, his mouth is still moving, obviously you still cannot hear it, but rather than looking angry at you, he begins to smile nefariously as that glow intensifies. Anything else for your turn?
Oh, that's it.
I don't think he can actually do anything. Let me see.
That silence not helping him.
No, it's not. And I think everything he has is verbal.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Oh, and I mean, even if it wasn't verbal, he's still fucking restrained from the globs anyway. So you're watching
R.I.P.
as he is struggling against the glob around his feet that has started to calcify at this point. His turn is useless. That's going to bring us to the wolf, who is going to try and break free. And another natural one.
Oh.
Yeah. Fuck me, I guess. Bringing us to the top of the round with Wyatt and then Chronometron.
So I guess we want to just pull these people out before we kill them, so they don't die in the circle.
What?
It's feeling like the Kuoto and Abyss all over again.
What? And you guys can all, well, actually, no, I don't think. No, you guys did all hear the name in the chant. Everybody, give me a history check, please.
Right.
My game crashed again.
Oh no.
How is Grace like knowledgeable on this?
They're all chanting. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh wait, no.
Demogorgon, Demogorgon, Demogorgon.
Yeah.
Just like, what does it mean?
Dick was the one that summoned it, though.
Yeah. Limu Gugun. Alright, Chronometon. Alright, we'll give you a minute to see if we can get you reconnected, Nate.
Ooh.
What we'll do is we'll go to Chronometon on Billy's turns and then come back to yours if you're able to reconnect. So, Chronometon. Grace, you have heard the name, legends and lore sort of things. Chronometon, this is something that, because of who and what you are, you have a little bit of information, but still working on updating your browser history, so to speak. You're still going to be somewhat limited. But you know that the name Cryovane is that of a powerful white dragon. It's rumored that he had been slain. Oh no, Nate.
Hey,
Welcome back.
Hey.
And actually, I'm gonna drag you down real quick. We'll
Bye.
be right back.
don't forget me.
Oh my god, if it'll let me. I just go down there without him. Just hanging out, talking to myself. Okay, I'm gonna mute my stream real quick.
Shocking that the people.
And we are back.
What?
Were you able to get back in, Nate?
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. Okay. When you are ready, it is your turn at the top of the round.
I guess I'll go to this guy. Try to hit him.
Okay, and you do have advantage as he is restrained forever.
Awesome.
Really 1 hour, but it'll be over before that time is up.
Have faith in their survivability. They're gonna make it.
That is a hit.
Lie.
Be some
Hit.
gooey corpses.
That is tasty damage.
It is. I'm gonna keep it just like that.
Beautiful. So as you rush over the two cultists that had been before you, now slain in bits on the ground at your feet, you watch as his eyes go wide, as he squeezes his eyes shut, bracing for impact, his mouth still silently moving. I'm so sorry. As you do the 20 points, 4 of which are radiant. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's gonna be it.
Beautiful. And let me just double check this. After your attack, as he opens his eyes, his breathing has grown heavy and labored, and he's kind of hunched over a bit, still struggling to break free against the glob at his feet, but he is very visibly weakened, very hurt. That brings us to Chronometon and Owl and Billy on deck.
All right. Trying to gauge my movement here. So if I were to try and drag somebody, that would be my action, right?
Depending on what it is. If you are, because we could treat it like object interaction, it would half your movement speed. So are you trying to grab Nellie and drag her out of the circle?
Wait a second, which you said Nelly?
Yeah, Nilsa, but you guys don't know that he's calling her Nellie.
Who's
The daughter.
I'm looking at the sun right now.
Okay. Yeah, it would half your movement
yeah.
speed.
Okay. So, but I could still use an action in this case then, it sounds like.
As much as I hate the answer, yes.
Cool. So, then, quick maths on this. What is the range from here? Okay, so I'm gonna move 5 feet to here, and then I'm gonna go with that idea, and for what's actually within reach here, and try and use prestidigitation on the magic circle to get rid of some of the blood that's on there.
Okay, you would have to step up a little bit closer because Grace is 10 feet away, so the blood essentially, let me do another square real quick.
Okay, so there's no blood around her specifically, or maybe
Not a lot.
the space next to her.
Not a lot. It would be like right around here in that area.
Okay,
And
I'm
I'll
only
try to
able
move
to target
it
a
down
square
a
foot
little
anyway.
bit. Okay. So if you wanted to do the little section directly in front of her, I would allow that.
Okay, I don't mind if I have to move an extra 5 feet for that. I think I can
Okay.
still make things work there.
Okay.
So I'll move a little bit closer to make sure I can target the space that has a little more blood there.
Okay.
And then from there, I'm going to cast Misty Step using my Fey Touch thing. Got a free once a day for that. And I'm going to go... Oh, and sorry, I forgot to mention, I'm also going to be activating the Vestigial Wings at the same time.
Is that,
My goal
are
is
those
to-
both bonus actions?
Vestigial Wings doesn't actually take an action. It's just a thing.
just
Whenever I
is?
want to move, I can decide if I'm
cool.
gonna start doing it for that turn.
Okay, cool. I thought it was a bonus action. That thing is.
I thought so
fucking
too.
Cool.
We can change it to be a bonus action if you'd like.
No. There's because if it's not like that in the game, I'm not like. I know I joke about it, like when I make comments of like "fuck me" and "I hate you" and stuff like that. But I'm honestly like, you guys know I'm not here to cuck you. I love when you guys. I mean, it is bittersweet because I'm like, this was supposed to be so epic, and for you guys it is. But I'm not here to cuck you guys. I want you guys to succeed and be badasses, and that's how it's written. That's how it is.
Fair enough. So. Oh yeah, they have disadvantage if they're restrained anyways. Perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna be Misty Stepping to go next to the child and just be like slightly above them. And Chronometon's going to try dragging them both upward and kind of just westward to start getting outside of the circle.
Beautiful.
So I know I'm likely to get attack of opportunity from that wolf, but
Oh,
it is worth it.
He's restrained anyway, so he can't. And you're not in the 5 foot. You're not in his attack range. I
Oh.
think it's only 5. Let me double check. But he's restrained and can't attack anyway.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that we are handling restraint slightly different.
Yes. And this is your first time using Misty Step, right?
Yes, I got it from the leveling up.
Feet.
So
Beautiful. Any preference on flavoring for that? Or 'cause in my mind,
gonna
there's
be-
like clouds and like cogwheels and shit.
it is still mostly going to be a kind of appearance of a fog cloud, almost like Nightcrawler and X-Men style. But whenever it's happening, instead of it being just a appear disappear, it's going to be more of a transitional process where like kind of being scanned upward and downward at the same time, meeting towards the middle.
That's cool.
And so hopefully nothing like the fly ends up happening in the one day, but you'll kind of see him in 2 places at once as it's starting to appear.
That's really cool. And then you don't need to roll anything because of your lift and capacity and all of that. So you were able to begin to lift the boy, moving back.
Perfect. So then with the remaining 20 feet of movement I have, I can move 10 feet by dragging him. And I'm just gonna, get him outside of that circle.
Beautiful. That brings us to Billy.
Seeing that my good friend Chronometon has taken care of boy child, I will gently kiss Nellie on her forehead and set her down. Not audibly at all because no one can hear me. You're my favorite.
God damn.
Got some bad news for you, Billy. Just a tiny sliver of your circle was outside of silence at the time. There's a little bit outside.
You could hear me if she wasn't unconscious.
Yes. And those of you in the circle don't hear it anyway. That's amazing.
What?
Randall, is it Randall? Randall?
Randolph.
I really.
Randall?
Yeah.
Randall,
Yeah.
you don't know me at all, but you hear that. You hear me say, "You're my favorite," as I put her down.
He just shrugs.
I feel like that was kind of obvious considering she's the one you went up for. Or went for first.
Then I will step over here and punch this guy.
That's a hit. As he's continuing to shut. Any.
And then I'll punch and grab. See if you can.
That's a 15, right?
15.
Let's see. Oof. I'm so sorry, Billy, but with a 2, he does not succeed.
will then pick him up and move him. That was 5. Then 15, 20, 25, 30.
So your movement is up. Are you dashing?
No. With Fast Wrestler, I don't have to spend extra movement to move creatures I have grappled.
Damn.
And
So-
as I'm moving him, I'm picking him up onto my shoulders, and then I'm gonna power bomb him into this guy who's restrained.
Oh my god. I'm
Using-
gonna beat a dude with another dude.
Action surge.
That's with advantage.
Oh my god. Yes, it is. You guys are fucking animals, by the way. Just so we're clear. That is a hit. And with this, I don't remember how it works. I've got to double check. Do they both take full damage, or is it halved between the two?
But it's up to you. I don't know. I don't know if I've hit any. I don't know if I've hit someone with another living creature before.
I think they've all been dead, and it's not specified in the character stuff, right?
I don't think so.
Let's see. I think it makes sense for it to be halved, like split between the two of them, since they're both alive.
Okay.
10, so 5 points of damage to each, and so that is going to be 13 and 30. Beautiful. That feels bad. That's like grab his dick and twist it, and then some. I'm kind of glad it's silence, because my intrusive thoughts would definitely win this one. So you guys all see as Billy gently sets Nelly down, and then quickly, like a man on a mission, picks this cultist up, and the chanting, much like somebody being submerged underwater, it escalates in volume and it gets louder, and then it is quickly whoommed out as he enters this sphere of silence. And Billy begins to beat a dude with another dude.
Right. I'm beating 2 dudes. Using both hands.
Double fisting.
Mhm.
That brings us to 28, who is currently, I don't want to say useless, but it's now Cultist 13's turn. And he is technically grappled, so let me put that on here. He is going to target you again, Billy, and is making his attack with his scimitar. For the first time, it actually hits. You feel a cold sting as the steel of his blade slashes into you as you take... Oh, you've absorbed that. You take no damage. Oh,
Yeah,
from
because I have-
the aid. That's right.
Mhm.
Aid. So that fresh feeling of empowerment dwindles a bit. Okay, Nate. And as a heads up, if you guys are okay with it, at the end of this round, we'll wrap the session. Normally I'd go over if it worked for everybody, but I feel like ass.
Fair.
Feel better.
That's fair, yeah.
And that is going to bring us to Rendell with...
All right, so I'm gonna try to move 5, 10, 15, 20. Get to right there, and I'm gonna use, let's see. I'm gonna use Thorn Whip on this guy. Try to pull him off of that circle.
Ooh. I love it. And that is a hit.
All right, so he gets pulled 10 feet and takes 3 damage.
3 I love that. That cantrip is so amazing. And there's a very small amount of blood. And you see it kind of sizzle as it hits the ground. There's not really a surge in the glow that comes up as he's being pulled simultaneously as the wound begins to bleed. So there's just a little bit of that happens, but that's more for flavor than anything right now.
Sure. All right.
So that will bring us to Cultist 24, who is going to take a step back. Let me get rid of this square real quick. Oh no, I don't want to reveal that. Hold on. And are you taking an attack of opportunity, Grace?
No.
Okay.
Grace will just like look at him.
Assembly.
Can I grapple as an attack of opportunity?
Yes.
I will grapple the fucker, actually.
Okay.
You don't do any damage.
Give me
How do I
contested
roll?
Strength. Okay, so he is now grappled. Bring him back here. Let me put that on him.
He'll see Grace's face, the profile view, and just kind of like smirk, like, you're with me now.
He smiles back at you as he continues to plunge this scimitar into his belly. It's the movement of it is difficult, but as he had it in his hand, he brings it up and begins to press it into himself. As he takes 7 points of slashing damage. That puts us here. And you I did have him roll just in case. And he rolled an 18 on his attack. They're rolling better to hurt themselves than they are you guys, which is fucking wild.
I'm almost tempted to chrono shift it, but no, I'm not gonna do that though. That would be hilarious.
Chrono shift.
No, because I feel like that's almost a guaranteed hit on yourself.
Yeah, it would have to be a natural 1 for it to miss, honestly.
He rolled a natural 1 to hit himself. He probably hit Grace.
Oh, can you imagine? And it's a crit,
That would be
so
hilarious.
It's like max damage.
It's like the opposite.
You feel the warmth of his blood as it begins to soak into your winter gear, Grace. And as the color begins to drain from his face, you feel the hot, acrid breath from his grin as his mouth is still moving silently. And as the blood begins to spill from his larger, deeper wound, there's another surge, another brightening of the runes on the ground in front of you.
So, is most of his blood on my clothes?
That's just for flavor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh no, we lost Nate again. We need to...
Ew.
I'm gonna have him do, and any of you guys can do this as well if you want to for your characters. But if he's going to continue having problems with fantasy grounds, and I'm not sure what it is that's causing it. I don't know if it's the program or if it's the device he's on. But he's going to create a backup character on. What is my cat is getting
D&D Beyond?
Yeah, and look at potentially doing roles there if this continues to happen. So if it does, and we need to have him do his roles on D&D Beyond rather than Fantasy Grounds, if one of you guys would be kind enough, like when that happens, to share your screen so that he could see the maps, that would be amazing. Just moving forward, because we're about to finish this round. Give me a sec.
Casting it begins.
Okay. That is going to bring us to Cultist 30, who I believe is the one that's still restrained in the web. Yes, he is. He is going to use the best of his turn now, and once again fail. But it's not a natural one, but he is still restrained.
Yay.
Yay! That brings us to Sin with Cultist 2, and then Grace on deck.
Sweet.
And Sin, for you and Randolph, the room is now completely silent outside of your guys' movements, any casting that you do, any breathing.
That's
anything like
eerie.
that. Yeah. And any sound you guys do make kind of echoes throughout the first quarter of the chamber before the silence happens. Anything beyond that
Nice.
kind of disappears.
I guess this is the first time I've used silence, so I'm just realizing how quiet everything is. But I'll walk forward a little bit, and I guess I'll aim at one of the two people called number 2, and then use the normal bell. I'm trying to figure out where to toll the dead again.
Okay.
Oh, not at Wyatt.
Revenge for the introductions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, let me
How do I
figure-
make sure to
figure
target
target.
cultist 2?
Let me remove that. It is. I was thinking that earlier. Okay, so now if you control left click the cultist that you want to hit. There it is.
Oh, now it's targeted?
Yes.
That's strange. I don't see anything, but alright, now let me.
Can you see it now on your tracker? That is a save on his
Damn.
part. You see, so as you cast this spell again, and you know that it's all internal, things that are heard within the mind, there seems to be no reaction from him whatsoever.
Ooh, that's not good. But I think, yeah, that's all gonna be doing for my turn.
How badly hurt does the cultist look, by the way? Cultist 2.
Give me a quick medicine check. Beautiful. Cultist 2 seems to be pretty okay. He's a little bruised up and bloodied, but not too bad. I think, like, as far as like how it would be like the equivalent of like a busted and bruised lip or nose. He's still got some bark left in his bite, or some bite left in his bark. With that medicine check, you see that Cultist 24 is very badly hurt, as is let's see. Excuse me. Cultist 28 is still okay. Cultist 24 is not. Cultist 30, a little beat up but good. Same with Cultist 2. And the High Worm Collar and Winter Wolf are pretty much untouched, save for their dignity.
Okay.
Anything else for your turn, Sin?
Oh, no. That was it.
Okay. Let's see. We are going to, that brings us down to Cultist 2. He's going to assess the situation. Oh, yeah. And Grace, just to be clear, you have Cultist 24 grappled, correct?
Yeah. I will try to protect him from any more stabbings if possible.
Cultist 2.
I will kind of like hug him like a mother to a child with a goosey head like dangled on the back. Does that make sense?
2, it does.
Your mother
Charges
goose.
in, seeing what is going on, blade drawn and ready to go. Oh, my shit just froze.
Nice.
Oh, there it goes.
With a 17. And Even
I'm gonna
giving
chrono
half
shift.
coverage. Okay.
Because that doesn't take a verbal thing.
With a 16.
Oof.
Three points of slashing damage is done to Cultist 24. Grace, you watch as you are hugging this dying man, face covered by the helm, but the little bits of the eyes that you can see that the flesh is quickly losing color, and the eyes are growing dull. He is not dead, but you can see that the life is leaving his body, and the twinkle in his eyes remains. I just realized I'm such an idiot. They're wearing helms, and I'm like, oh, you see their mouths moving, but then you can't see their face. I'm so sorry.
Looks like you can see their mouth in the picture, right?
Yeah, we're
Or is
gonna
that a-
flavor it that way. That it's like one of those like partial
That's what it
cover
looks like.
things. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. As soon as I said that, it like registered like how stupid I am.
It's like a.
I mean, based on the picture, it honestly looks like it. Anyways, looks like one of those cowls.
Yeah, and that's what we're gonna go
Covers
with.
their head. You can see just their mouth. In
Yeah.
fact, that's the only thing we can see.
The
No
twinkle in their
eyes
mouth
sparkling
kind of
up.
starting to dissipate.
Oh, I'm blaming the stick, but that's what we're going with. But okay, so we can see their mouths. He smiles weakly as he looks up at you. And that brings us to your turn, Grace.
Grace is going.
Going to what?
Give me. Grace is going to. Can I like swing him behind me? That's force movement, so there's no movement opportunity, right?
No movement opportunity.
You know what I meant. So
no
instead of
opportunity
moving,
for
I would
movement.
just be swinging him to the bottom, like a suplex. Is that the word for it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Wow.
then swing him, and then smile and smash the shit out of him.
Okay.
Actually, would that be an action or just my movement?
I'll say movement.
Cool. I'm going to grapple Cultist 2 and do the same. And kind of move him to the bottom with the rest of my move. Grapple him and then move him, sorry.
Okay. Give me your strength.
Athletics. Oh, that's awful. Oh, that's not bad.
All right,
Oh,
and
that's
you are
fully.
moving him down.
Yep, I'm moving him down out of the circle.
Beautiful. Anything else for your turn?
I'm gonna go even further down to the bottom, like bottom him.
Okay, where are you moving? And you can only take
I'm
one of them
going
with
to.
you.
Yeah, I'm going to move Cultist 2 next to the daughter.
Okay, so go ahead and move your token.
Maybe I stand next to the daughter with Cultist 2 right there. Yeah.
Okay. Let me.
And then Grace is just gonna like caress Cultist 2 like a weird rabid doll.
You're so weird.
Goose.
Meh.
Hey, they can hear me now. Goose.
The chanting from Cultist 2 becomes audible once more. That second one sounded like a kazoo queef. That was awful.
It was a disappearing duck. It's a silenced duck.
Playing it again did not make it any better.
The soundboard is Duck and Cavern.
Duck and Cavern. He is. Oh my god, I forgot about that one.
They're so good. They're just so good.
That last one of the sliding down glass in the Sunday group, Quaxon had cast Liamon's tiny hut. We're gonna see if the wolf can break free with a 15. Oh, and he actually does.
For now.
For now, with an 18, so he's no longer restrained. But they were in combat with a bunch of barbarians, and they obviously, you can't see inside of the tiny hut if you're not in it when it was cast, you know? So this barbarian was like running into combat and like ran into and bounced off of Liamon's tiny hut. So that's what that sound effect is from. Okay. That is the bottom of the round, bringing us to the top of combat. We will end the session here and pick up next week at the top of round 6. Grace, your rage at this point will have worn off. So I need to remove that. Now, I don't want. I've got to go through all this. But if I don't do it, I'll forget.
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and it's going to get very interesting. Thank you to those of you who watched my stream. I appreciate it. We will be back next week, Tuesday at 8 Eastern. You guys have a great night. Bye.